As of now, inside our React UI application, only this search functionality is working. As a next step, let's try to enhance this sorting functionality as well. I need to go to the drop-down component, just like how we are accepting a arrow function reference as an input parameter. Very similarly, here also, I'm going to accept the fourth parameter, which represents the arrow function reference. Let me mention the parameter variable name as handle sort. The function that is exposed by this handle sort needs to be invoked whenever some change is happening inside my select element. That's why after this value, I'm going to type on change. To this on change, I'm going to pass an arrow function as an input. Inside the arrow function, I'm going to invoke this handle sort. But while invoking the handle sort, I also want to forward the selected value. Since our browsers are capable of injecting the event details to this arrow function, I'll try to accept event as an input parameter to the arrow function. And while invoking this handle sort, I will try to send the actual value by invoking event.target.value. So let me save this. With this, we should be good from this drop-down component perspective. Let's go to the product listings. Just like how I have created the search text state variable, very similarly, I'm also going to create one more state variable with the name selected sort. Here also I need to update to set selected sort. Let me update this S to capital, followed by I want to assign a default to value, which is popularity. So I always want to sort my products by default with the help of the popularity. Apart from popularity, I can also sort the products based upon the price low to high and price high to low. If you go to the backend application and open the scripts that I have provided, for example, the scripts that I have mentioned under the data.sql, inside these insert scripts for each product, you'll be able to see there is a price that I'm trying to set along with the popularity value as well. So this popularity conveys how popular the product is. The more number of customers buying a product, the more popularity it will be. So these are random values that I have given, but you can assume in real applications, the popularity will be calculated based upon number of sales. And price, you can set any value. The same price value we are going to consider to sort the products based upon price. So by default, for this selected sort, we're trying to assign the popularity as a value. The same selected sort state variable, I will try to assign to this value property under the drop-down component. So let me mention curly braces, and within these curly braces, I'm going to mention selected sort. After the value, we should also pass the fourth parameter. To pass this fourth parameter, first we need to build a function inside our product listings component. Let me go to the top. Just like how I have this handle search change function, very similarly, I'm going to define one more function. The new function name will be handle sort change, and the input parameter name I'll change to sort type. The same sort type I'll try to pass as an input to the set selected sort method. Let me get rid of these console log statements. I don't need them. Followed by we need to pass the reference of this function as an input to the drop-down component. So what is the fourth input parameter name? It is handle sort. Let me use the same here. And to this handle sort, I'm going to pass an arrow function. Inside this arrow function, we need to invoke the actual function, which is handle sort change. Since handle sort change is expecting an input parameter, the same is going to be passed whoever is invoking this function. So inside the dropdown, as you can see, they're going to pass a value while invoking the function reference that we are exposing with the help of this handle sort. The same we need to accept as an input here with any variable name, but I'm trying to use value here. And the same value I'll try to pass as an input to the actual function, which is handle sort change. So let me save this change. With this, we set up everything to communicate the latest selected value from the child component to the parent component with the help of state variable and with the help of this handle sort change function. Here we're trying to update the sort to value. If I save this and go to the browser, I'm still not able to see the values under the sort while. Let me go and check my code. First, I'm trying to define the sort list here. The same sort list constant I'm trying to pass as an input to these options. So let me go to the drop down. Using these options, I'm trying to iterate all of them one by one and display under this select element. I made a mistake here. While I'm trying to pass the arrow function to this map function, I have used the curly brace. When I'm using curly brace, obviously I need to explicitly return the element. This is a bad habit that I carried from my Java experience. Inside Java, each of the method logic we are going to write with the curly brace. The same I'm trying to use here, but sometimes it creates problem. So since I don't want to mention return statement explicitly, I can remove these curly braces and surround it with the help of parentheses. So let me mention here one more parenthesis and remove this semicolon. Now we should be good. Inside the browser, this time I'm able to see the valid values. If I change the values, the value is getting changed, but nothing is changing inside my products because we are yet to write the business logic to sort the products. Let's build the same very quickly. Inside my product listings component, just below this filtering logic, I'm also going to write the sorting logic as well. So first, I want to build a switch statement, and this switch statement, it is going to expect sort value as a key. The sort type or sort value is available inside the state variable with the name selected sort. Let me mention the same as a key. Now coming to the value, first I'll try to mention the price low to high as a very first switch case. So here let me mention the value as price low to high. Similarly, I'm also going to write one more case statement. And for this case statement, the key that I'm going to assign is price high to low. So let me mention the same here. And similarly, I'm also going to define one more case, which will be also the default case. Here, the default value I'm going to mention. Let me copy this popularity and mention the same. So I want to write a common logic both for the popularity and for the default case. Let me press enter after the break. I'll take the same filtered and sorted products, which is going to have the filtered products in case if the end user types something. Otherwise, it is going to have all the products. So let me take the same and paste it here, followed by I'm going to invoke the sort function. To this sort function, I'm going to pass the arrow function as an input, which will be executed to perform the sorting operation. So this arrow function, it is going to accept A and B as two input parameters. So these A and B represent different products. Inside the body of the arrow function, I'm going to paste a simple logic where I'm trying to compare the popularity of B and popularity of A. If this is returning positive value, then B is going to have high priority during the sort operation. Otherwise, A will be considered as a high priority product. I need to bring this break statement towards the end. So let me mention break here. So the output from this sort method, I want to assign back to the same variable, which is filtered and sorted products. Very similar kind of logic I want to write under the price low to high. Here, instead of checking the popularity, we need to check the price of the product. Instead of parse int, I'm going to invoke parse float because price we are trying to store as a float value, followed by I'm going to invoke a dot price, and similarly here as well I'm going to mention b dot price. These are all the basics, that's why I'm not trying to explain much about them. I'm assuming you already aware on how this sorting is going to work. So let me copy the same and paste it here just below the case of price high to low. This time instead of A, I need to mention B here, followed by A here. I hope we are good with these changes. Let's try to understand what is happening here. First, based upon the search text criteria that is entered by the end user, the products filtering is going to happen. If the end user search text is an empty value, then all the products will be available under these filtered and sorted products. The same product details we are trying to feed to this logic. Here, based upon the switch case statement, the corresponding logic is going to be executed and final filtered and sorted products will be fed to these product card component one by one with the help of this map function. So let me save these changes and go to the browser. Inside the browser, if you try to refresh the page, by default, you're going to get the sort as popularity. Let me change this to price high to low. As you can see, the sorting happened. Messi sticker has highest price with the $10. All the stickers are sorted based upon the price. If I selected low to high, the sticker with the low price will come first. I can also type some content here. For example, if I type RO, the filtering and sorting, both of them is going to happen on top of our products. I hope you like these features. While implementing these features, we explored all the important concepts of event handling inside React and what are hooks in React, how to use useState React hook. Please make sure you are also developing the code along with me so that you get some good exposure to the practicals of the concepts that we are discussing. While testing this scenario, please make sure your backend server is started and available. Otherwise, you can't fetch this product from the database, and with that, you can't perform any search and sorting logic.